Hey, I'm Bobby Cedro, 2015, if you can believe it, NAMM show, and I'm with Dunlop Manufacturing, and my good friends from Guitar Player Magazine stopped by to see what's new for MXR CryBaby and Way Huge in 2015. So let's just go very quickly. We have this great pedal board, which is powered by the DC brick, or the ISO brick actually. It's a DC output, which is fully isolated of 10 outputs, 2 18 volts, 8 9 volts, and 2 of the 9 volts actually are geared for a really high current, all the DSP and the digital stuff. 450 millivolt amp out, and also it has 2 outputs that you can vary the voltage from 5.5 to 15.5, and that'll give you the sag emulation of a battery, which is really cool. It'll change the total face of a Fuzz Face tone from really big dynamic range to very squashy with a low or lower sag voltage. Really great pedal. This is new for 2015. Moving to the Fuzz Face, speaking of, you know, Jimmy had a tone in the Band of Gypsies which was a little bit different than the Fuzz Face of classic design. So we did a lot of research and we came up to the conclusion that there was a special circuit, which actually was the front end of the Octavio. Really distorted nice. It had a lot of great square wave sort of characteristic, but it also had a little bit of a bigger range as far as dynamic range. And it also plays well with the CryBaby. If you put the CryBaby in front of the this Fuzz Face, it'll have no problem with the loading effect, which a lot of wah-wahs and the classic Fuzz Face has. So it's a little mini. We offer it in a big one as well, but the little mini sports the DC input and the bypass status. This streets for $99 actually, so man, you buy 2 of them. Also getting back to the brick, this streets for $149. So really great power, clean power, and isolated, so you won't get any ground loops. Moving to the CryBaby world, this new mini CryBaby, you know, things are getting smaller, you know, flight cases get lighter, and gig bags. So we made the CryBaby Mini. The Mini is the exact replica of our GCB 95, but with a little bit of a twist. We added sort of the 535 benefit. We have a 3-band selection. Go up, open it up where the battery compartment is, and you can go from a classic GCB 95 to a little more of a warmer wah, to almost like the Hendrix, very dark and deep wah-wah lives. So true hard wire bypass, and this is streeting for $99.99. And actually, you know, let me go back to the Mini Fuzz. It is $149.99. Correction. So the Mini Fuzz, $149.99. So let's go to the Submachine. Keeping in line with the MXR, the Submachine is 2 pedals in one. It's the La Machine and a sub-octave. And you have the ability to blend the sub-octave with the fuzz, and also you have the ability to take the fuzz and sub-octave parallel processing, get a really deep, rich fuzz, or serial. While the sub-octave goes into the fuzz, warms it up, but also takes a lot of that boomy low end off. So get a lot of variations between sub and fuzz, and also the classic fuzz of the La Machine also has an octave up, so you can kick down on as well. This Submachine lists for $129.99. And moving to the Way Huge section, or actually, let's go back to the MXR. The El Torino. The El Torino is an overdrive, but it's an overdrive that's cascaded stages of MOSFET. So it's a very amp-like. And also it's got a 3-band EQ, again, amp-like. So it goes very to the clean sort of sounds that very transparent, keeps the guitar tone intact. And then you start dialing in the drive and it'll start to open it up and get a really nice overdrive, percussive, yet still volume sensitive and finger playing sensitive. Great for just that boost over the top. Also, it has a lot of output, which will drive your amp. The other thing too is it's got a switch that you can go from an LED, which clipping, has a lot of dynamic range and openness, or silicon diode clipping. Really compresses things. So let's see, we have the Way Huge stuff. Thank you. By the way, this is my buddy Bryan Kehoe over here. Hello! He's supporting me. Keep me honest, keep me on track. The El Sereno goes for $119.99 list. So, or I'm sorry, take it back, street. You'll find that on the streets for $199. So, moving to the Way Huge. The Way Huge, George came up with an old stock of bucket brigades, which, you know, as you know, the old stock is like hen's teeth. So he found some, he's gonna make a limited run, and he's probably gonna scurry the earth to maybe find more. But for now, we're introducing the Blue Hippo Mach 2. Very straightforward chorus. When I say straightforward, I mean that it's from the input to the bucket brigade, some filtering, and then out. There's not a lot of stuff going on. It keeps everything nice and transparent and big. It only supports 3 controls, very simple. Depth, speed, and then a switch to go from chorus to vibrato, just to hear that delayed sound. Really cool sounds, very lush, very deep, very analog, which is what we want. The Saucy Box is great overdrive because it never loses the tone of the guitar, because no matter where the drive is, we always mix a certain portion of clean. Very great trick, almost like a sidecar processing. So you can go from very super clean, transparent, almost flat, to a nice grungy overdrive, or I wouldn't say grungy too much, but it's a nice strong overdrive. But it also still has that clean sort of a guitar in the background, so you get a lot of good front end attack. True hardwire bypass, and the Saucy Box list for $149, or you'll see it on the street for $149. Okay, the Saffron Squeeze. This is a compressor, and George Trips from the Way Huge, he basically took some of the most key controls and brought them out to the front, such as gain. So the amount of compression that'll happen can be also controlled by the gain. To get it really squishy, you bring the gain up high, the compressor gets hit hard with the signal, and it says, whoa, I need to lower a lot. So you get this real squishy, or light-hearted, back the gain off. It also has tone. It really can shape a simple passive filter, simply shapes it so the attack gets really soft, and it's great for different types of playing. In jazz, you can immediately turn it down and get all that very warm, rounded sound without getting too much in front, and then still get a compression. And then also the attack. So you can get a real squishy, sort of suppressed sound, or when you're playing quick, when you raise the attack up fast, it'll get the actual note. The next note will come out strong, and it's what is that list for? You're gonna see that on the street for $149. So, well, I think I've pretty much covered everything. What do you think, Bryan? Did I hit it all?
I think you hit it all.
Good. Well, let's play me out. What do you want to hear?
What do you want to hear?
Let's hear some
Let's hear the
Submachine.
Submachine.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm Bobby Cedro. This is my buddy Bryan Kehoe. We're here at Dunlop Manufacturing and Guitar Player Magazine. Go for it this year.